Personal brands are by far more lucrative than any endeavor that you could think of. Let's think of some examples. We have Andrew Tate, Luke Belmar, Iman Gadzhi, Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, Jake Paul. These are all examples of personal brands that have absolutely exploded, basically giving them gateway access to anything if you do it properly and you do it long enough. The Pauls started 10 years ago. Everyone that I've just listed has been doing this for about 10 years. And while it's never been more competitive, it doesn't mean it's impossible. And in this video, I'm going to break down how I myself grew a personal brand with 2 million followers to what it is now. This is something that we need to adjust your mindset straight out the gate. You can't have the dopamine fiend, instant gratification mindset if you want this to happen at all, because it's not going to happen soon. Like your brain should basically have the expectation that this is going to take 2 years to happen minimum. So if you have that set in stone, your mindset's in the right place, you understand like this is a brick by brick, day by day, I'm going to do this consistently, I'm going to be patient. Now we can begin. And I also want to mention that 99% of you are completely incapable of this, and I can say that with 100% certainty. But there is 1% of you that know who I'm talking to, you know you're capable of doing this, and this life is for you. I always knew, I inherently knew that I was built for something. I had no idea what it was. And lo and behold, just basically naturally, I ended up growing a personal brand just by being myself on the internet. And that's really as simple as it can be if you allow it to be. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you A through Z how to build your personal brand and start actually monetizing it to basically set you up for life. Because I have 2 million followers. I'm basically set for life because of the connection that I've built with these followers. Now, there are people out there with 100 million followers, but don't do shit properly. You think about Charli D'Amelio, how quickly she blew up. That's as fast as she'll die out. You think about people like Alex Earl and these big influencers that blow up by providing nothing of substance and just riding a wave. That is how you guarantee you fizzle out. I've been an influencer for 4 years, something like that, give or take, and I've only grown followers because of my intentionality to what I want to provide to the world. I want to provide things of substance, actual information. I want to be able to connect with people and give them inspiration, things that they actually will benefit from rather than just dancing on their screen. Because Charli D'Amelio, while she may have 100 million followers, she didn't help anyone. You know, while Logan Paul, at first everyone hated, he ended up starting a podcast and people found it entertaining and informative. So if you want to stay relevant for more than a year or two, you actually have to provide something of substance. And that's why the first and most important step is picking an audience. A lot of people think they need to pick a niche, but you don't necessarily need to. You just need to pick a demographic that you want to serve. I want to serve people who are motivated. I want to serve people who want more than just the typical 9 to 5. You know, I know exactly who I want to serve. It's likely you, a dreamer, someone who is like me and doesn't want to be average. So that's where I started out, and I'm constantly evolving with this group of people. They have evolved with me over time. Whereas people who started with TikTok dancing, blew up, lived in the hype house, immediately lost all their clout because, like I said, they weren't intentional. They just wanted temporary clout. They didn't think long term. Step 1, think long term, be intentional about who you want to serve, and ask yourself, what is going to make this person listen to me rather than everybody else, right? I knew when I started, my opinions were interesting. I don't have the normal opinion that everybody else has, and I don't care what people think about my opinions. So I'm going to say what I mean, say what I want to say, and that will get people's attention. A lot of people are cowardice, and they can't voice their opinions without feeling ashamed or feeling fear of judgment. If you want to be in the world of social media, build a personal brand, and liberate yourself, you're going to have to be okay with being judged, because that's literally what's happening every single day, is you are being judged by everyone who watches your videos. And there's going to be a lot of people that disagree if you're opinionated, and people that strongly agree with you. And your goal is to be right in the sweet spot. You want to be disagreeable by a lot of people and agreeable by a lot of people. You shouldn't please everybody, because if you please everybody, you're being a coward. You are not vocalizing your truest self, because we all know deep down you have opinions that not everyone agrees with. So whether you be super hardcore liberal or super hardcore Republican, it doesn't matter. I could give a fuck about what you are, because you have an audience of people that will agree with you. And you have an audience agree with you over here as well. It doesn't matter so long as you are actually comfortable saying what you mean. So now that you actually understand who you're going to serve, let's talk about how you're actually going to connect with these people. So you can do this with transparency, vulnerability, and consistency. So transparency basically just means like you can tell a story about your life comfortably without getting nervous, without being shaky. Vulnerability means you can share like the deep, uncomfortable truths that you have gone through. Like when I blew up on TikTok, I shared that I got cheated on. my relationship was toxic. I shared that transparently and vulnerably, and it allowed people to actually connect with me because I was being truthful. I wasn't just another person rambling on the internet trying to create a perfect image of myself so people looked up to me. I was being honest, transparent, and vulnerable, and I did that for years and years and years, relaying my experiences into lessons for that person, maybe help them through a hard time that they're going through with their relationship at that time. And that's how I grew such a cult-like army following that will always have my back, because I was able to deeply connect with them on that emotional level, not just fucking chase clout. Do you see what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to express yourself. Even though you're going to have people at your school see your videos, fuck them. That's going to happen. It happened to me. I got shit on. All of my friends were like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, just trust me, bro. And 4 years later, I now have a Lamborghini. I'm drinking on my Lamborghini mug, I think. Yeah, Lamborghini mug. And none of this shit would have happened if I didn't just trust myself and stick to my truth. So now that we understand the transparency, the vulnerability, and the consistency, let's talk about the basics of starting out on your videos. You're going to want to start on TikTok. That's just the top of the pyramid, and you use TikTok to funnel into everything. And it's important to note that 80% of your videos are the hook. If you have a good hook, your video is probably going to do well. 80% hook, 15% the information that you provide, and 5% is the reward at the end, giving them a reason to like the video. And if you can't give them a reason to like the video, they're not going to. They're just going to scroll right by it and say, that was a good video. So you have to give them a reason to like the video. It's important to note that when starting a brand new TikTok account, a brand new TikTok account is going to get pushed to the For You page harder than a normal account would. So if you have an old account with a bunch of followers on it, I would honestly just scratch that. It's way harder to revive a dead account than it is to start a new one from scratch. Your first 6 videos are going to get pushed way harder. So it's very important to make sure that your first 6 videos are really representing you and what you want to represent, a proper image of you. So by making good videos with precise messages for a precise audience, very well put together, your first 6 videos need to be golden. First couple videos, use 2 to 5 hashtags because we want the algorithm to understand who you're trying to reach. And if the algorithm doesn't know who you're trying to reach, you're going to be stuck in that 250 to 300 view jail. So it's very important to have a clear, precise understanding who you want to reach so the algorithm understands who you want to reach. So your first videos are going to want to be absolute bangers, but you also want to master the art of not trying too hard. A lot of people will just seem so inauthentic, and like you can just feel that they're forcing the video. A video like that will never do well. The only videos that'll ever do well are the ones that feel authentic. You can actually tell that the individual is being genuine. So like the videos that will go the most viral are the ones where you're just sitting on the couch or you're sitting at the dinner table and you just prop your phone up and start talking to it. The videos that don't do well are the ones where you sit down in front of a camera like YouTube style and have like a legit editor try to edit your clips. Those do not do well on TikTok. They don't whatsoever. The only platform that works on is YouTube. That is the only single one. Maybe Instagram if you're a little bit already developed on Instagram. If you're trying to grow, that's not how you're going to want to grow. TikTok is the app for transparency, genuineness, and vulnerability, relatability, not the try-hard editing clips. Trust me, I tried it, and all my followers are like, dude, you're ruining your account. Please just post normal videos again. I'm like, all right, fuck. I can do that. So be chill, express your opinions transparently, just like you're talking to a friend. That's as simple as it can be. So now that you understand the basics of getting traction on your account, let's start to talk about what you do when you gain momentum. Once you have your first 1,000 followers, that's when things actually get interesting because you can go live on TikTok. And I remember the first time I had 1,000 followers, I started going live on TikTok every day. I maybe had like 5 to 15 people in there for the first couple of weeks, but I knew that if I developed a relationship with those people, they will come to every single one of my live streams. So I became best friends with these people I've never met in my life because I knew that if I became such good friends with these people, they would talk very highly of me to all my future followers, my future live watchers, and basically talk people into liking me. So your first couple lives are going to have basically no watchers. Get used to that. You shouldn't expect anything other than that. You should only expect what you can control. And the only things that you can control are how often you show up. How often are you willing to sit and go live in front of 5 fucking people? You know? Not a lot of people are. That's why I said this is for 1%. That is literally how I started, bro. But I did it every fucking day because I knew it was my way out. Also, at 1,000 followers, you can start to put a link in your bio. And depending on your niche, you can create a free product that people sign up with their email to get. And now you have an email list full of people that you can email and give them sauce straight to their emails. This is called a newsletter. All big influencers have one. I have one. Andrew Tate has one. All these giant influencers have email lists to basically send emails to their followers and be even more personable with them. And that way you can provide insane value straight to their email, even strengthening the connection furthermore. You can do giveaways to grow your Instagram following. I remember back in the day, I did a shoe giveaway on my Instagram. I said, on TikTok, I said, yo, go follow me on Instagram for a chance to win a pair of these Jordans. I think I gained literally 10,000 followers from giving a pair of Jordans away. I don't do that shit anymore just because I don't feel like I need to, but that is an incredibly valuable way to grow your Instagram, and your Instagram stories are the most prime real estate. I've made over probably $500,000 just from Instagram stories alone. I'm telling you, it's the most valuable piece of real estate on the internet, an Instagram story. A tweet's up there, a TikTok is up there, but Instagram story is the place where the people that fuck with you the most are going to be updated with you. That's why you see all the big influencers post their links on their Instagram story, because that's the most lucrative land. So here's a reminder. TikTok is at the top of the pyramid, and you funnel all of your other socials from your TikTok following. A majority of your energy should be given to TikTok. Like every single day, fire posts, go live, and reply to every single comment you get. Every single comment. Even if it's someone being a complete douchebag to you, never be a douche in your comments because everyone is watching. Everyone is watching. Always reply with love. Your intention should be to grow such a strong relationship with your first 10,000 followers that you basically become uncancelable, and that these people will basically have your back for anything. They've tried to cancel me several times, but because I speak my truth and so many people fuck with me and will agree with my opinion, I'm uncancelable. You can't cancel me anymore because I have such a strong foundation following. That's what your intention should be as well. So part 3, the final part, is the process. Like I said, this shit takes a long time, very long time, and you shouldn't expect it to be quick. If you want to build a very strong foundation to a building, it's going to take a long time. You're going to need to put a lot of layers. Look at your personal brand like that. And a lot of people get so stuck on where to start because they think that they have to be creative. They think they have to have $1 million idea. That's not the case whatsoever. If you want to succeed with the personal brand, your intention should be more of documenting your life, documenting your thought process. Be mindful of what your subconscious is like trying to tell you all the time. A lot of my video ideas just come from my subconscious thoughts. And I think about something and then I'm like, dang, like, you know what, that a lot of people could low-key hear that. Like, that's low-key a good idea. I'm going to just try to word that in a way that would be helpful to other people. Say you want to be a relationship coach. Well, what are the things that helped you through your breakup? Think about all of the things, the little tiny things that helped you feel better about yourself. Figure out how to articulate that into a TikTok. Think about the things that, if you want to do a stock video, think about some little psychology hacks that helped you not be so emotionally attached to your money. Just think about things that helped you along your journey and just try to articulate it in a way that'll help the viewer. And as personable, vulnerable as you possibly can. That is the only way you will ever actually build a relationship with people, is that rapport. The trust, the vulnerability, and the transparency, and doing it over and over and over and over again. There's this quote that says, you need 1,000 true followers, true fans to change your entire life, and there is complete truth to that. You don't need to be multi-million followers. You can succeed with 50,000 followers as long as you are very, very, very connected to your followers. They trust you, they love you. Whatever you sell, if you have people that love you, they're going to buy it. That's that. So don't try to be a perfect image. Don't try to be anything other than yourself. Don't try to create, document. And like I said at the beginning of this video, there is only 1% of you that can do this. And that 1% of you, I know who you are. You know who you are. Get after it, bro. It's a rainbow with a pot of gold that is bottomless if you can do it. And I know you can. So much love. Hopefully this helped you guys. I'll see you in the next one.